Okay, and the rules of the Democratic Party state what happens if a candidate is to drop out after the primary election, the popular primary election has occurred. Okay, and what happens when that type of situation happens is it goes into a convention. Okay, a Democratic convention, an open convention, and then anybody can run against anybody, and then the delegates will decide at that point who is the candidate. Let me be very clear: these are the exact same things that happen in a Republican convention, okay? And during that case, no one ran against her. So therefore, the people in the convention voted the way they were supposed to. That's just the way the Democratic
Trump
Party.
And her? Who won that?
Sir, between
the majority
Trump,
of America spoke, right? The
No.
majority of America spoke and said Donald
No.
Trump, right?
No.
Well, how not though? You can't. It don't work that way, dude. You can't.
What percentage
of
people in America voted for Donald
You
Trump?
told that young lady that, oh, I don't care about your religion. Well, we don't care about your weird ass feelings. You're a weird dude, and you got a whole bunch
I
of
don't
weird
care
supporters.
about my feelings
So when
either.
you guys lose, you cry and say there is no God. There is no God.
Sir,
Blame white people, and
sir.
people are tired of it.
Yeah, sir.
It's a fatigue.
Yeah, what
And your
percentage of
day's
Americans,
over, as I said.
sir? What percentage of
It's
Americans
over.
voted
Ain't
for
gonna
Trump?
say. Yo, true or false? Answer me this one before I let
Sir,
you go.
I already asked
Did
you
the
a
Democrat
question.
Party start?
Oh my gosh, y'all! Could y'all send me somebody that like literally has the the ability to speak as even like a at a 4th grade level, maybe a 5th grade level? Dude, just screaming. Like, what is wrong with people, bro? What is like literally? We had the man, the legend over there, the guy that literally has argued with me so many times, literally the exact opposite of me politically, and we could still talk like human beings. And then that dude just comes up and screams. Like, are y'all okay, man? I thought y'all won the election. What happened? Why are you screaming? iFly and Kenny, thank you so much for the subscriptions over there on TikTok. I really appreciate that. For you guys on YouTube, sorry, when I say TikTok subscriptions, it's close to members on YouTube. If you guys would like to become a member, that's really awesome too. You guys can totally become members. I do have cool little like emotes and stuff that go in there. I only have one so far, but hey, it's still fun. So if you guys would like to become members, that's a great way to do it. But I think we only need one more before we hit a subwave over on TikTok. All right, y'all. Well, I'm about to open up these phone lines again. If you guys are coming back in on YouTube on this restart, if you guys could go up to the top and hit that like button for me, I'd really, really appreciate it. That would really mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. And that's how we keep this thing going. I am going to reopen up these phone lines and keep this thing moving. I feel like there's some people that are still probably here that want to talk. Hi, welcome to the live. How are you today?
I'm good.
You also should be playing with Legos. Hi, welcome to the live. How are you today?
Hello, how are you?
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 19.
What year are you born?
2006.
Oh, okay. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Awesome. You still support him?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. That accent is pretty thick. Where is that?
I'm actually an immigrant.
You're actually an immigrant. Awesome.
Yeah, I moved when I was little, though, and my parents are still.
Anchor baby.
Yeah, kind of. I do want to say...
That's crazy. You're an anchor baby that freaking voted for Trump? That's wild.
I do want to say, you are kind of twisting your scripture a little bit to fit your narrative.
I'm sorry. Hold on real quick. You're an anchor baby voting for Trump? Is that for real?
No, it's Lily. I just wanted to say that he was like kind of...
Oh, this is Lily again. Okay. I was like, that doesn't sound like no offense, like, and I'm not trying to like be rude, but I've heard a lot of accents from a lot of places, and that didn't sound like one of an immigrant. That sounded like someone in the South, because I live in the South.
I actually just felt so convicted, and so I was like, I just need to say, I feel like he's twisting the scripture a little bit and not getting all the bits and pieces so it can fit his narrative, and I did want to say that just in case people got a little bit confused, because there's a lot more scripture in the Bible.
Lily, please, I have a girlfriend. Stop being so obsessed with me, okay?
Oh, sorry.
I'm joking, Lily. No, I'm not joking. I do have a girlfriend. Don't do that. But I'm joking. You have a good one. I'm just playing around with you, okay?
Yeah, no, I'm so sorry I called again. And I'm sorry I made it boring. I just felt convicted, and I was like, I should say that just in case.
Well, dude, subscribe. We'll talk another time. It's no big deal, all right?
Yes, I did. I'm going to subscribe, because I actually like that conversation. I'm just sorry I made it boring.
Sounds good. I'll do it another time. You have a good one. Yeah, dude, Ari's like she'll come after you. Philly, thank you so much for the gifted sub. I really appreciate it. And Veronica, thank you so much for the subscription. Veronica for the subscription? I didn't know Veronica stopped being a subscriber. When did that happen? Veronica decided she didn't love me. That's okay. Poor Lily. Lily came back with an accent. Dude, I beat Lily so bad. Lily got a southern accent by the time she came back. That's wild. Well, I'll talk to Lily another time. Hi, welcome to the live. How are you today?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for taking my call.
Awesome. Did you vote for Trump?
I'm a Trump supporter, but actually, I'm actually an immigrant, so I'm not a citizen
Awesome.
yet.
How old are you?
I'm actually now 50.
You're 50?
Yeah.
You're a 50-year-old immigrant Trump supporter.
Yes, I am.
Talk about roaches for raid. Okay, why do you support Trump?
A few things. First of all, the main thing for me, I think, right now, I'm supporting Trump because I do want the border to be controlled. You mentioned that Biden deported a lot of people, but when I look at it, he let a lot of people in. So it's not the fact that he wasn't deporting people; it's the fact that people could just walk in. And I lived in Arizona for
That's
a
not
few
true.
years. I went okay.
No, I mean, more people came in under Biden. I'm not arguing that, but saying that people could just walk in is a lie.
Now, oh no, I was at the border.
I
Actually,
don't care
lived
if
in
your
Arizona.
I don't care if your house is literally where your ass cheeks split the border. That doesn't
No,
that means nothing to me.
I saw people. I actually walked people in that walked across.
And you went and checked their
to the Border
papers?
Patrol. What was that?
And you went and checked their papers?
No, I'm not supposed
Oh,
to.
then
do that.
don't tell me who was undocumented and who was, okay?
No. I meant people walked in. I wasn't saying they were illegal. You're right.
It's
I wouldn't know that.
insane.
So, what I meant is I was there when people walked across. Whether they were illegal or not, they walked to the Border Patrol. But that's one of my points. Now, you mentioned another thing, and I'll switch around. So, but as far as we're okay with deporting illegal alien criminals, right? We agree there?
Yep, no one has denied that. Sure, Shar, thank you so much for the subscription. I really appreciate that. We are working towards that goal. I appreciate you. Go ahead.
Perfect. I just wanted to make sure we agree on that. Also, another thing that I think we agree, switching the topic a little bit, you mentioned the late-term abortion is really a small percentage.
Wow, hold on. Stand by. I'm talking to an immigrant about immigration. Let's not move over, okay?
Okay.
All right,
Sounds
awesome. So when we talk about people coming into this country illegally, again,
Mhm.
nobody has a complaint about making sure that people that aren't here legally, that aren't checked, that don't come through any type of proper channel aren't here. Nobody has a complaint about that, okay? Zero complaint about that. What Donald Trump is doing is deporting people that are here legally. Are you here legally?
No, I came in illegally, so I have my own story, which is no better than the
Hold on,
next
you're
person that
not
wants to
here
come in.
legally?
No, I've been a permanent resident for many years.
So you are here legally.
Legally, not illegally. Correct.
So you're a permanent resident.
Yes, I was brought in when I was 14, illegally.
You were brought in when you were 14 illegally.
Correct.
And now you're here legally as a permanent resident.
Correct. I know my process of becoming a citizen. It took me a while.
How did you go from becoming, a legal, like an undocumented migrant here to being here legally? What process was that?
My family was here in the U.S. for generations. So, well, my mom she stayed in Mexico. So she married my dad. I was born over there. So for her, it was easy to come over here. And then when they got divorced when I was younger, and then she eventually decided I made the decision to come with her. At that point, I didn't know much of what I was doing. Obviously, it was the best decision of my life. But looking back now, I don't know what would have happened. Once again, I'm not against immigrants wanting to come in, but I don't like people coming in illegally. And that's a little bit hypocritical because exactly. No, I'm agreeing to that point, but I was 14. Now, when I became a legal resident, I had to leave the country. I had to go to the U.S. consulate. And then, they took my blood test. They make sure I wasn't bringing any diseases. I went through a test to be able to qualify to come in legally.
Oh, this is.
So I do like I do would like the borders to be secure.
There
I don't
ain't
like
no
seeing-
way I am arguing with an undocumented migrant about undocumented migration. There's no way this is like this is not how my day was supposed to go. Okay, I was having a really good day, and but there ain't no way that I am seriously sitting here arguing with somebody who's an undocumented immigrant.
No, I'm not. I'm documented now.
But you were here as an undocumented migrant. Then you left,
Yes,
came back as a documented migrant. Okay.
Correct.
And that entire process that made you an undocumented migrant, Donald Trump is trying to stop.
Okay. Well, I shouldn't have come in illegally. So I put that out
According
there.
to Trump,
Plus,
you shouldn't have come here legally.
okay. We can talk about that, but what I'm saying is that's a different process. I do believe there should be a pathway, okay, to legalization, not necessarily citizenship, because we have a lot of people who have been here for a long time. So that's kind of a different subject, because I'm not opposed, once again, to people coming in legally, or to even people who have been here, who follow the law, who haven't committed crimes. But I don't like it when I see reports where illegal migrants kill somebody here in the U.S.
Neither does anybody else. You know what else I hate?
Correct.
You know what else I don't like?
Go ahead.
When American citizens commit crime in the United States.
Of course.
Yeah.
We agree.
I don't like it when anybody is doing crimes in the United States, and them being an immigrant doesn't change that.
It doesn't change it, but it doesn't help the people who have been here who do not commit crimes. Does that make sense? It makes it harder for people to, and I'm talking about Americans in general.
Yeah,
right?
it makes it
Nobody
harder.
wants-
It makes it harder every single time a cop shoots an unarmed black man for the rest of cops. Okay.
course.
It makes it harder for, there for all sorts of people, it makes it harder for every sort of person in the United States, every time somebody in this freaking country does something and they're a part of a group. And that group, like I guarantee you, like right now, there was a so-called, Kash Patel is calling it a terrorist group attack in Colorado, and the Coloradans are not calling it that yet. But of course, they're saying that. And I'm pretty sure that all of us, just like everybody, are sitting there, trying to figure out who did it. Truly, was it a white American? Was it a migrant? Was it a member of, Al Qaeda? Who was it? We're all sitting around waiting to see who did it. Okay, so that everybody can sit around and start to blame that group of people.
You got it. True.
Okay.
True.
For whatever that was. Okay. A man. We all assume it's a man. Okay. Like men do most of these things. All right. So that's the problem. Okay. So say we don't like any of these crimes. Okay. These crimes are bad. And I am completely against these crimes, whether they are from migrants or whether they are from white Americans or anybody else. Okay. But I'm not going to blame one group of people for the actions of the minority. I don't blame all YT people when freaking one of theirs freaking shoots up a school, right? I don't blame all migrants when someone commits a violent crime. I don't blame everybody for the mishaps of one small group of people.
I don't believe neither Democrats nor Republicans actually do that. The extremes do. The people on the far right, the people on the far left will focus on race. But for me, most of the people are not blaming somebody because of the color of the skin. But that's my opinion. That's just what I see.
Sure.
Here.
Donald
I'm
Trump literally called migrants like you the vermin that is poisoning the blood of the United States, while literally letting white people from white South Africans that had no claim to refugee status skip the entire line and invited them in and gave them all the benefits. It absolutely has to do with race. It absolutely has to do with ethnicity. It absolutely has to do with all of those things.
I've listened to Trump, like when they say he was supporting Nazis and white supremacists, and then he clearly says, they should be condemned. because at first he said there was good people on both sides.
Yeah,
But
he
right
also
after
invited
that,
the
he said,
leader of the KKK into his to Mar-a-Lago for dinner. He's also been sued countless times for racism.
correct. I remember the black, I believe, the black residents in some of his apartments. So I'm not saying I love the guy, by the way. Okay, I just think we're better off with him than we were with Biden.
Well, sir, if you keep supporting Trump, we're going to be better off with you than we were without you, man, because you're going to be gone.
I don't believe so because I'm here legally and I don't go around.
Donald Trump has
crimes.
already deported 3 American citizens. What makes you think you're safe?
Those were the kids that opted to go with their mom.
No,
Right.
those aren't kids that opted to go with
No.
their mom, and regardless of whether they were or not, they're American citizens. What makes you think if he's deporting people who are legally here, he has already deported people on visas, he has already deported American citizens, he's already deported green card holders, he's already deported people that were here legally. So what makes you think you're safe?
Okay. We have to look at each scenario individually, no?
No, because Trump doesn't.
Okay. I believe he does. Like when the mother said, if she was going to be deported, and she said she wants
Sir.
to go with her. Go ahead.
I'm not just talking about a singular child. Donald Trump has deported people that are here legally from every status of immigration. Green card holders, visa holders, it doesn't matter.
I'm familiar with that, but the people that got deported, the students,
So what makes you think you're safe?
Because they were deported for a reason. I've looked at that. I've read, because
What
obviously
reason?
that concerns me.
What reason?
One, and I forget their name, so forgive me about that. By the way, let me give you some kudos. I appreciate you doing this, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Huge.
What reason
Huge.
is okay to deport people that are legally here? Because there was one girl that was deported literally for just attending a college and being subscribed to a newsletter.
Correct.
Just being subscribed to an
That doesn't
email
sound
chain.
right. We agree.
So if
what
that,
about the other
if
guy,
that,
though?
if
The guy
that,
was
no,
leading
no, we're not talking about the worst case scenario. We're talking
Okay.
about the people that did nothing. So if people that did nothing are being deported, what makes you safe?
It's one case, and that
It is
and
not
wasn't she
case.
that
It's
newspaper?
so many
Didn't she write for the
cases.
newspaper of school?
It's so many cases. What makes you safe, bud?
Once again, now you're saying many cases. I know of two. Both of them college students. One of them was the one that was assisting or leading the group that was protesting.
Dude. This dude thinks Trump gives a fuck about him, man. This dude truly thinks, as Donald Trump is deporting migrants, okay, left and right, including people that are legally here, this dude thinks that he's fucking safe. You know who else thought they were safe, caller? Every other person that got deported. They all thought they were safe. I didn't do anything. I'm here legally. I'm good. I'm fine with all of this stuff. They're not going to deport me. And then boom, 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 you're gone.
That's hypotheticals, man.
It's
I'm
not
becoming a
hypothetical. It's
citizen.
what's happening right now. And I just think it's funny that you think that you're safe.
No. I'm not any special, but I'm saying,
Guys,
I'm
we
not
need
doing
4 more
anything
subs to hit
wrong,
this
and I'm not-
subway. 4 more subs. Go ahead.
Say that again.
I wasn't talking to you. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Apologize. So, okay. But we agree that you shouldn't let people come in illegally. We agree that people who committed crimes should be kicked out, right? I know you mentioned they should be sent to, concentration camps, or actually to I assume you were talking about the El Salvadorian jail, right? When you said they shouldn't be sent to, I don't have any respect for pedophiles, murderers, rapists. As long as
Kilmar
they're not
Abrego
here-
Garcia was none of those things. Neither was the multitudes of other people that were sent down there, including a
Really?
hairdresser, a makeup artist.
What do you know about Garcia? Let's see, because I'm pretty well versed on that tip. So what do you know
You're
about
pretty
him?
well versed about the guy who was sent there and the Supreme Court called it an illegal deportation?
Yes.
So you're going to
pretty well
argue you're going to argue with me on the Supreme Court.
No. I wouldn't do that. They
Okay.
ruled.
Did
Why
the
would I argue?
Supreme
I'm
Court
talking about
say
who the
did
guy
the-
was, because you said he wasn't. He wasn't a criminal. He wasn't a bad guy.
I don't know whether he's a criminal or not. He just gets due process.
Okay, we agree on that. The mistake was made. Now, the guy twice, he was told he was going to be deported, right? He, for what we know, his wife twice went to a judge to say the guy's hitting me. Okay, the guy was hanging around.
Sir, I don't give a
with,
shit about any of this. Did he get due process?
Okay. Twice he was told he was going to get deported.
Then why
do you
is it?
want to
Then
ignore-
why is due process such a problem for you?
It's not.
Then
I
why
said
can't he
they made
just
a
get due
mistake.
process? Sir, here's the thing. Okay, like you guys want to make him out to be this like huge criminal and that's all that sort of shit. And I don't really give a fuck if he's a criminal or not. I truly
You should,
don't.
though, but okay.
No, I
You
don't.
should.
Because
he was
here's the thing. Until he goes to court and it's proven that he's a criminal, he's not a criminal. So as soon as he goes to court and gets due process and they say he's a criminal, put him under the prison. I couldn't give a shit. Why do I care if you put a criminal in prison? Why do I care if you put a criminal in prison and then send him away? Why do I care? Why should I give a literal fuck whether a criminal is in jail and a criminal is deported? Why do I care? Why do you think I care?
No, I'm not saying you're supporting it.
Okay, cool. Because I don't
understand what
give
you're
a
saying.
fuck. You can put him under the prison. I could not give a fuck less.
Good.
Cool. In order for someone to be a criminal, it doesn't take you or Donald Trump or anybody else just saying he's a criminal. He gets due process.
His
Once
wife.
no. Oh, then take him to court. Because his wife wants
did.
him back. His wife is saying that those things didn't happen. This is why we have due process in this country. Okay? This is why we have them. Have it. We have due process in this country for crimes, for people to be convicted of crimes, and that makes them a criminal. You know, like when Donald Trump was convicted of 34 felonies in a court of law against his peers unanimously. Remember that?
Yes,
That's
of course.
why we have due process in this country, in order to prove whether somebody committed a crime or not. Okay?
But we're talking about immigration, though, which is different.
No, we're talking
from
about somebody
criminal.
being sent to a foreign prison, because if Kilmar Abrego Garcia was just deported to Mexico and not sent to a prison, then I don't really think anybody really gives a shit because there was a deportation order. But he was sent to a prison for a crime he was never convicted of against a court order that said he could not be deported to that country.
Well, he was caught with other people who were gang members, and the judges said that he was. So
The
whether he
judges
was or he wasn't,
said
the
he could
judges-
not
okay.
be deported to El Salvador. Yes or no?
Correct.
Did the
Correct.
judges say that that his deportation was illegal? Yes or no?
That his deportation, what happened, the Supreme Court, you're correct. They made a mistake. He should not have been sent to El Salvador. We
Then
agree.
why are you trying to defend it?
I'm not defending it.
You are.
I'm
You're
telling
like,
you they
oh,
made a
well, his
mistake.
wife said this, or he was around
Well,
he
because
was
it's
around
true.
gang members or all that. You don't know if it's true. You weren't fucking there. Were
No.
you there?
It's true that she
Were
said
you
it.
there?
We,
The
it's
wife
true
also
that
says
she
she wants
said
him
it.
back, and those things aren't true. So which one do I believe?
Well, it's true that he was arrested. Okay.
Which one do I
But
believe?
the-
Because his wife is saying the opposite now.
Well, you have to have a balance. You have to look at what he's done.
Yes, the
versus
balance
mistake
is
that
a
was
court
made.
case. The balance is what a judge is for. A balance is what court is for. And he didn't get that.
The judge twice says he should be deported. He should not have been deported to El Salvador. We agree. That's the mistake there. And I agree with you if you want to say that not only should he not have been deported to El Salvador, but he shouldn't have been sent to that jail. I'll agree with you there. I'm not disagreeing with you. But I'm saying that guy should not be here. He was not a good guy for all that we know.
You
For
don't know
what
whether
the
he was a
judges
good
said.
guy or not, sir. Please stop
The
pretending like
judge
you
said
do.
he was. The judge said he was a gang member. I'm sorry. The guy said that.
No, I
the
said
judge
that
said
he was a gang member. The judge didn't.
Yeah, twice they said he was a member.
Sir,
And he couldn't. That's why they.
Sir. You're not safe, okay?
You can't live in fear. And if you
Sir,
do what's
there's
right,
there's a difference
Go
between
ahead.
living in fear,
hmm
okay, and running out into traffic. Okay? I don't live in fear of a car hitting me. I also don't run across the freeway.
correct.
you're running across the freeway saying, I shouldn't be afraid of getting hit by a car. Yes, you should be. You're literally in the place where the cars are that are going way too fast to stop. You're literally being in the place that you should be afraid of, and you're not. See, a certain level of fear is okay. Okay. We should be afraid of certain things. Okay. Certain things are life. We deserve to be afraid of. Okay.
Of course.
Yeah. That's not living in fear and having an understanding of the things that we should be afraid of and that we shouldn't be afraid of. You are literally a migrant supporting the deportation of migrants right now. Okay. And you are literally on the list.
Remember, legal versus illegal. I just want to make that point.
Yes. And yes. And there are tons of people who are legal that were deported. And Donald Trump said he's going after the homegrowns next. Those are his words. Okay.
Well, I will be pro helping those people who have been here for a long time illegally. Just like, Reagan was the last president that passed that actually amnesty. And he was a Republican. So I don't hate presidents just because they're a Republican or Democrat.
I didn't ask you to.
Look at what they're doing.
Yes, and Donald Trump is trying to deport you.
He's trying to deport me.
Yes. He does not want
Somebody
you here.
who came in, who learned the language, who went to school. I remember one thing that stuck at the interview. The guy said, "You cannot be to society. You cannot be a burden to society." And I had to obviously say, "No, I'm not going to be a burden to society."
Yes, tons of other people said that too, sir, and they were still deported, and they're still currently being deported.
Who? Oh, people in general. Okay. I'm trying to look as, in my opinion may change, but what I've seen right now, the cases that I've seen of people who have been, this is not a mass thing that's happening. I do want the murderers, the pedophiles, the rapists out of here. And I'm sure you do.
So does everyone else, sir. That is not what Donald Trump is doing. If that's what Donald Trump was doing, there would be no complaints. Do you not understand that? Nobody has a problem with what you're saying. That's not what Donald Trump is doing. He is deporting American citizen children. He is deporting people here on student visas. Okay? Not criminals. Not criminals. Okay?
Let's just say what you say is true. Okay, he's deporting American citizens. Okay? Let's just go by what you're telling me right now. How many? And was it a mistake?
If it's
or if you're saying even if one happened, then go ahead.
If it's one, it's too many.
So, okay, good point. One is too many. To me, one illegal alien that commits murder is too many.
And I agree. And one American citizen who commits the same thing is too many.
What do we do?
So should we do? Should we be getting rid of American citizens considering they commit crime at 30 times the rate?
They go to jail. There's a punishment.
No, so we should just we should jail all American citizens because they commit violent crime at 30 times the rate, right?
But if we're going to talk about rates, I don't see how rates.
Sir, should we jail every American citizen because they commit violent crime 30 times more likely than immigrants do? Yes or no?
If you commit a crime, yes, you should be in jail.
If you commit a crime, you're correct. And I agree. And if immigrants commit a crime, there should be a punishment. But that doesn't mean that we should punish all of them because some commit crimes.
Well, I don't feel I'm being punished.
You're not yet. Congratulations, dude.
I'm
You'll be
living the
gone
American
soon.
dream, honestly.
Don't worry, man. I will gladly have you back up on this live after you're deported.
Okay, one thing I will tell you from what you're saying, the main thing where I see the difference between my friends who are conservative and my friends who are on the left side, they'll tell me, like, sort of what you're saying. They say, how can you support Trump as an immigrant? As if I shouldn't think for myself. I shouldn't study. Like, you see what I'm saying? How? And they say, no, Republicans are racist. But here we have somebody from the left who's saying, how can you as an immigrant, where they want to put me in this box. Now, you give me reasons, okay? You're talking to me, you're debating, that's why I appreciate what you're doing. But that's the one thing that I dislike when they tell me, because you are this, you should be this.
Sir,
no.
Let me ask you a question. I'm a black American. Should I vote for a president who said he wants to put black people back in slavery?
like Biden did?
Biden said he wants to put black people back in slavery. Please show me where that happened.
Well, okay, when he said that, well, he said if you're not black,
Donald Trump said almost
black.
the exact same thing. Is that what I said, guest?
No.
Okay, then how about you respond to what I actually said? And I said, I am black, and in America, should I vote for a president who says he wants to put black people back into slavery? Yes or no?
Fair enough. I stand corrected.
Yes or no, guest?
No.
I can't believe
But
you'd
Trump
put me in
didn't
that.
say that either.
I can't believe you'd put me in that box. I can't see. That's what you
Who
guys
said
on
that?
the right
Trump said
do.
that?
You guys just put me in that box. Okay. Just because I'm black, okay, doesn't mean that I'm just automatically against enslaving black people. Okay. That is such a stupid thing for you to assume. All my friends on the right do the exact same thing. They say, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe that you would vote for somebody who says he wants to enslave black people just because you're black. That's crazy."
No, maybe I misunderstood your question. I apologize.
No, you didn't.
I'm
You
saying-
answered exactly correctly. That's exactly what you're doing, sir. I'm not putting anybody in a box. I'm saying that is very, very stupid and against your own best interest. Okay, to say that you want to that you're saying people that are here legally are being deported. The person that is deporting those people who are here legally that are here legally. I support that person, even though I'm somebody here who is an immigrant here legally. It's voting against your best interest. It just doesn't make any sense. Okay?
It's a minority, and we disagree, but like I said, if you want to blow that out of proportion, I just don't see it that way. And I look at other factors, not just that. But we're talking about immigration because I am an immigrant, and once again, I understand that. But the cases that you're telling me, you're trying to tell me that Trump is doing this at a large scale, okay, for people who have been here legally.
Not yet.
I'm not saying
He just
that
says he
yet.
wants to.
Well, okay.
Switch, thank you so much for the subscription, and I really appreciate it. And Foster, thank you so much for the subscription also. I really appreciate it. We're only 2 more away from hitting my goal up here, too. So if you guys would like to subscribe over on TikTok, I really appreciate it. But hey, guys, I am going to move on to the next caller. I do appreciate it, though. You have a good one, all right, man?
You're great.
Have
Keep
a good
doing
one,
what
man.
you're doing, man. Thanks.
Bye. Shaylu, thank you so much. Said, talk about voting against your best interests, right? And he's like, you're just putting us all in a box. What the heck are you talking about, man? Putting us all in a box. I'm just being straight up with you, dude. This is not like, it's not that crazy. Compo, thank you so much for the 5. Again, I think that's New Zealand. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Big Wave Days says, I'm not giving you my phone number. You should do StreamYard. Thank you, I guess. The guy on the call is informed you are a tool. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. White Panther says, where's this energy? Oh, shoot. Did we hit that sub? We must have hit that. I'll get right back to the saying. Where's this energy for the victims of legal crime? The same energy I have for the victims of those who are, victims of crime again from American citizens. I just don't choose in between American citizens and immigrants on whether I'm angry or not. You do. Miss Gale says, respectfully, Obama deported 3 million people during his term. America is still standing. I don't think it will be as damaging as you say, sir. I have no problem with freaking deporting undocumented migrants. I don't think anybody in America does. Donald Trump's deporting people who are legally here and committing no crimes and doing nothing wrong. That is not what Obama did, and there's a very, very big difference between that. Okay? And saying, we're not still standing, just because we're still standing doesn't mean we're not in a worse spot than we were before. Okay. But I'm putting Shaylu's back up there. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the super chat over there. All right. Olivia, thank you so much for the gifted. And Jeslyn, thank you so much for the subscription. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. You guys are absolutely awesome. And we got to that little sub goal today. We got all the new stickers in there too. Can I see a bunch of sub stickers over there on TikTok? Also on YouTube, could you guys go ahead and hit that like button for me and that subscribe button? Also, if you guys would like to become members, I do have memberships open on YouTube also. I think I have like 2 different tiers. I put a couple little new emotes and stuff like that. I really want to get to where I can do some like member only lives and stuff too. Did I just lose a sub? How did I just lose a sub? I guess I need one more sub. I guess I just lost one on TikTok. But I'd love to get to a spot where I can do some member only lives and all that sort of stuff on there. So if you'd like to become members for me over on TikTok, that'd be really awesome too. I really appreciate the support. I don't know how I hit my goal and then a sub just disappeared. I don't even know how that just happened. So I guess I need one more to celebrate. All right, phone lines are back open. How long have I been on? Oh, okay, maybe just like one more or so. All right, I gotta get up. Hi, welcome to the live. How are you today?
He a fan.
Hello, how you doing? Good.
I'm doing really, really well. Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah,
Awesome. How old are you?
in my 20s.
All right, awesome. Real quick, Queen Anne, thank you so much for the subscription on TikTok. I really appreciate that. And did I see a gifted over on YouTube? Holy goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't think I ever see that. Sent one point. Just me. Thank you so much for the gifted over there on YouTube. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. You're absolutely awesome. And Philly Cheesecake, thank you so much for the gifted. I appreciate that. You guys are so sweet. Thank you guys so much. You guys are very, very awesome. You guys are so sweet. I really, really do appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Really. Oh my God. I'm so touched. I really am. I'm so touched. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you. Sorry. I'm sorry, caller. I'm having a little moment over here. I'm feeling
Take your time.
very touched over here. I all the support is very, very sweet of everybody, and that really means a lot to me. Awesome. Woo. All right. So anyways, why do you support Trump?
Mostly because of his stance against DEI, his stance against trans rights, specifically kids. He seems to be okay with 2A, abortion, the border. That's about it.
Awesome. So why do you hate DEI so much?
I just think we should have the best people, like, for the job. Like, if someone's more qualified, I believe they deserve that job over just, like, looking at somebody's skin color.
All right, awesome. So let me ask you a question. What's the opposite of diversity?
Say, uniformity.
Sorry, hold on. This is so funny. Thank you so much for the gifted membership on YouTube. It is very funny that it just went to the man, the legend. That's how much he's here. It automatically went to my biggest op on here. It's just my newest member. That is very, very funny. I'm sorry. That is too funny. That just popped up on my screen. I couldn't believe it. Anyways, yes, you're correct. It is uniformity. What's the opposite of equity?
I don't know. You tell me.
It'd be inequity. What's the opposite of inclusion?
Inclusion. I don't know. You tell me.
Inclusion?
Sure.
Come on, give me something, man.
No, I mean, where are you going with this?
Yeah, so are you saying that you're a fan of uniformity?
No, I'm saying I'm against giving people's jobs solely based on race.
But you're saying
or
you're
gender.
against DEI. So you're saying if you're against DEI, you're saying you're against diversity, equity, and inclusion, right? That means you're for, right?
I'm
Uniformity,
against it
exclusion,
in workplaces.
Yeah, it means you're for, again, uniformity, exclusion, and inequity. And who in America is really like for those things? Don't you think we're a better nation if we're more equitable? Don't you think we're a better nation if we're less uniform?
I'm not saying that like you can have one certain race or one type of people. I'm saying is that people should have the best qualifications should get the job.
Yeah.
Would you rather have a surgeon that scored a 99 or a surgeon that scored an 86?
Well, sir, nobody is hired.
On?
There's never been a single person that's been hired off of DEI. So literally the best person has
there
always
been
gotten the job.
Anyone that's hired off of DEI?
No, because DEI is not a hiring practice. It's a human resources practice.
Yeah, but people are hired off of.
No, they're not. You're confusing DEI with affirmative action.
Okay.
Yeah, so affirmative action was a policy which has been canceled, right? Where there was a certain number of people that were required to be in there per a race, per a gender, per all of those sort of things. What DEI is a human resources thing that says that as we all work together, even though we have different backgrounds, even though we have different, races, religions, gender identities, all that sort of stuff, it doesn't matter. All of us coming together make a better team. You know who actually one of the
Okay,
primary
so
sources of like DEI is? Like true, like who uses DEI like more than like pretty much anybody?
who?
It's the Department of Defense. Yeah,
Okay.
and literally the military will take literally anyone.
Yes. What does that have to do with DEI though?
Because literally
I
once
don't.
they're in the military, they have to go through DEI training because what DEI teaches them
It's
is that,
insane.
hey, this person might be different from you. You're a white man from Alabama. This is a black guy from Chicago. But if you guys work together with your guys' both lived experiences, you guys make a better team than to be with people that are exactly like you because you guys have the exact same lived experience and there's no diversity in that.
Are you prior military? Because I have multiple friends, multiple
I am.
family members that went. You are,
Mhm.
and they taught you that in basic, or where they teach you that?
They teach you that all throughout. Yeah.
I think that's just general working togetherness. Like
That's
not
literally
based
what
on-
DEI is, man. General
No,
working
I don't
togetherness.
think-
That's what it is.
So,
It's been
but
framed
no
as
one's
this other
against
thing.
that. Well, who's against it? Do you think people are against that?
You're arguing against it right now, sir.
It's insane.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So who's supporting or who's benefiting off of it? Like, what's the
Everybody
point of
benefits
it
from
if-
DEIA. Actually, you know who the number one and number two benefactors of DEIA are?
You just said
Uh,
military for one.
The military is a huge. It's actually, but they're not the largest. But the number one is actually white women. Funny enough, and then the number two is actually veterans.
Okay. So explain to me what DEI is for, or specifically.
I already did, sir.
Okay. So it's not benefiting people getting jobs. It's not helping people get jobs.
No, not in any type of large like sense or anything like that. It's not saying that, hey, if somebody is, black and they, are less qualified, they get the job over a white person who is more qualified. That's not happening in any way, shape, or form. No.
So it's helping people get jobs
No.
in a way. No. So then what's it
So
doing? What's
the
the point of it?
DEIA is actually there's actually an it's DEIA. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. So it's not DEI, it's DEIA. And the A stands for accessibility. Okay, that's
Okay.
what it's actually for. And the A is actually where it includes a lot of veterans because a lot of veterans become injured, right? And
Yeah.
they don't have, they're disabled after their service and stuff like that. And so DEIA actually says like, hey, like you can't disclude someone from hiring based off of their disability.
But that's already been like a prior law before DEI. That's been a prior thing.
Yeah, and DEI just reinforces that.
But it doesn't need to be reinforced. It was already a law.
It's a law. What law is that?
You can't discriminate against hiring somebody. It's been a law.
Yeah, that's what DEI
wow.
teaches, that you can't do that.
But what I'm saying is
Then why do you hate DEI if DEI just says that the law that's already in place is a good thing?
Well, there have been reports of people getting into Harvard with lower scores. There
That's
are reports
affirmative
of that.
action, sir.
Affirmative action. Okay, then I'll switch it
Again,
to affirmative action.
you just really don't like affirmative action, and that's totally fine. But affirmative action.
I'll look into the definition of DEI. Maybe I got confused. I will look into it. Then
No,
let's say I'm against affirmative action.
it's not a confusion, sir. It's literally what the right is doing right now. They're telling you that DEI is affirmative action. That's fine.
Then I'm against affirmative action. I'll take your word.
Then
for now.
then you
I'll
are
look
in a
into it
great
myself.
spot right now, sir, because affirmative action was overturned by the court years ago.
Okay.
So you don't
do you
have to worry
wanna-
about that.
All right. I'll look
Just
into
me.
that more.
Thank you so much for the subscription. I really appreciate, or the membership on YouTube. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Let's move on to my other things about trans rights. I'll say that.
Okay, so why are you letting trans people like control your life?
I think it's the opposite, where they're controlling my life, where I have to let them into sports. I have to let them into my bathrooms.
Hold
I have
on.
to-
Do you control sports leagues?
What?
You control sports
Uh,
leagues.
No, but they do.
Oh, hold on. But you said you have to let them into your sports so you thought like you're saying your
Yeah.
sport. So got it. So you're in the NCAA and you were playing and there was a trans person that came into your sport.
Yeah.
All right. What sport do you play in the NCAA?
I'm not saying specifically my sport. I'm not saying I'm owning a sport. I'm saying biological males should not be
No, that's what I'm
boxing
asking. You said it was
female.
taking away your rights, so therefore, I obviously there was a sport that you. What sport did you play in the NCAA?
I never said I played in the NCAA, sir.
So you must be like an executive in the NCAA, like maybe you're like a basketball executive or something like that.
Okay, you're trying to do some gotcha thing. Let's say
I'm not trying to do a gotcha, sir. You
I don't want a
said
biological
that it's taken
male in
away.
female
You say it's
boxing.
taken away your sports, yours, not the sports,
Okay,
not a
then
sports. You're saying your sports as if
the
there is
people's
something.
sports.
The people's sports. Okay, awesome.
Yes.
How many people were there in the NCAA before Donald Trump, tried to get rid of them?
I don't know. We can't.
Awesome.
Just
There was 12 of
choose
them.
one
Can you
sport
please?
and
Awesome. There
cherry
was 12 total in the entire NCAA. Okay, so there was 12 total. Can you please name 3 of them?
No, but we're cherry picking at this point.
No,
Let me
the
ask you,
entire
do
trans
you
argument,
agree-
sir. The entire
Do you
trans
agree
argument.
with a
No, sir.
a biological
Sir,
male
the
in female
entire
boxing?
trans argument is cherry picking. You're finding 12 people in a country of 340 million and making an entire argument based off of those 12 people. Your literal
And guess what? It's going to keep happening.
Your literal,
it's going to be increasing.
Your
If we allow this
literal
to happen, it's
entire
going to be
argument
increasing.
is cherry picking, sir.
It's going to be increasing. Do you agree with a male boxer, a biological male, being in female boxing where they can do
who
some
was that
serious
did that?
damage to them? I don't know the specific name, but I know you.
No, then
I'm
please
pretty
tell
sure
me
you
the
know about this
situation.
situation. I'm pretty sure you know about it.
Oh, what is it?
They had a biological male in female boxing just dominating to the point where the female boxers would just forfeit before the fight even happened.
Yeah, you do realize that biological male had XX chromosomes, right?
Yeah. What?
You know what XX chromosomes are, right?
Okay, what are you trying to get at?
What are XX chromosomes?
The chromosomes.
Yes. What biological sex do XX chromosomes have?
Sorry, repeat that?
What biological sex do XX chromosomes generate?
You said XX is female.
Good job. Yeah, that biological
Yes.
male had XX chromosomes.
What?
She was born with female genitalia and had XX chromosomes.
No, they were not.
Yes, they were.
No, they were not.
I'm not asking your opinion, sir.
I'm saying it's a fact.
I'm not asking your opinion on what was a fact and what wasn't a fact.
Do you know
See,
her name
here's
so
the
I
thing,
can-
sir.
do
Here's
you know
here's
her
the thing,
name?
sir. Kamani. Oh, what was her last name? Kamani something. Sir,
Yes.
trans people don't bother you. Okay. I'm sorry that you live in fear.
They bother our kids.
You have kids?
They bother our kids.
You have
They
kids?
bother me.
So you have kids?
It doesn't matter if I have kids or not. It
Do
bothers the
you
kids.
have kids?
No, and it doesn't matter.
So they don't bother our kids. See, I am a father. I'm a father of a 14-year-old student athlete. Actually. Yeah.
Okay, would you put your daughter in a locker room with a man?
Guess who's not bothered? Me or my daughter. We're not bothered
That's
at
a
all.
problem where you don't have
Everything's
a
fine.
concern for the safety of your daughter.
I'm sorry, sir. So when you say the safety, you mean what?
I mean, males going into bathrooms.
See,
males
sir,
competing in sports where they can hurt
here's
females.
here's the weird thing, right, sir? So what you're really telling me, sir, that if you were in a female bathroom, you would actually do harm to the girls around you. Okay,
I
because
never-
just because
You-
no, because
you were
because
wild. You were
no,
defending
because
that.
guess what? I'm a
You were
bio,
de-
I'm a
I don't
bio,
trust a
sir,
woman. I don't
sir,
trust a
I'm a
woman in a male's
biological,
bathroom.
I'm a
I don't trust a
biological
woman in a
male.
male's
Sir,
bathroom.
I'm a biological male, and if I was in a girl's bathroom or a girl's locker room, I would do no harm to anyone there. But apparently, you would because you assume that if there's a male in there, they're going to do
Don't you
harm. So
think
what I'm
you're-
hearing from
don't
you,
you
sir.
think you're
So what
doing
I'm
harm
hearing from
by
you,
just
sir.
being there?
So what I'm hearing from you, sir, is that you would actually want to do harm to those women if you were there. Is that correct?
Dude, you were trying to twist this. So don't you think you're
You're
doing
the
harm
one
by
that
just
says that
being
all of
there?
a sudden, because somebody has a certain genitalia
Can you-
or a
okay,
certain
I
level of
answered your
chromosomes,
question.
that they want to do harm to somebody else, which just makes me think
Don't
that
you
that's
think
what you
you're
want to do.
doing-
That's a little weird.
Don't you think
Amani
you're doing harm by
Khalif.
just
Yeah,
being
thank you so
there?
much. I appreciate that.
Please answer that. Don't you think you're doing harm by just being there? Your presence,
By
a male?
existing, no, trans people do not do harm by existing.
You being in there is making women fearful. They don't want a man.
Sir,
in their
if
private
women are
spaces.
fearful around you, that sounds like it's a you problem.
They are
Women aren't
fearful of men in the
fearful around
bathroom.
me. I promise you that.
They are. Then why is there protests? Why are they holding signs about it?
Why are
Why
they
are women
holding
holding
signs
signs
about
about
it?
it?
There are people that hold signs about flat Earth. Are you a flat earther also?
There's signs about people that hate Democrats. Do you hate Democrats?
No.
Then no.
So awesome. So there's people that hold signs about flat Earth. Does that mean you're a flat earther? Just because people hold
Well, you
signs
said
about it?
You said it's not hurting people. You said people aren't.
Sir,
it's
are you a
obviously
flat
hurting
earther
people.
because people hold signs about it?
Do you think you can
Why
hurt
won't you
someone
answer my
mentally?
question, sir? This is not a difficult question. Are you
Can
a flat
no.
earther
Can you
because
hurt
people hold signs about
No, can you answer
Okay.
my question?
Just
Can you
gotta
hurt
guess.
people mentally?
it? You're hurting me mentally right now, actually.
Answer the question.
I
It's
just
a simple
did.
question. No, you didn't. You didn't say yes or no.
Sir, I said you are hurting me mentally right now.
That's not the question. Can you hurt people mentally?
Sir, if
yes
you're
or no?
hurting me mentally right now, what is the answer to the question?
Okay, you're gonna be.
That's a
Let's
yes.
talk
You
about
can
it,
hurt
so I'll
people
take
mentally,
yes.
just like you were doing to me.
So what do
okay?
those
And
signs
all
mean?
the other people
Why
that
do
are
you
listening
think
to
they're
us,
holding
you're hurting
the
all of
signs?
us mentally. We are all dumber now from hearing this conversation with you. Okay, we're all
Why
we're
do you
all
think
just a
those
little
women
stupider.
are holding
okay?
the signs?
Not a
Why do you
sign,
think the
bro.
women
Guys.
are holding the signs?
Guys, there's a sign. Guys, there's a sign. You guys don't even know. There's a fucking sign out, bro.
Why are they marching? Why
Oh
are
my
you?
god, guys, if I have to see another sign,
goodness.
oh my goodness. Yo, there is a sign out there, and I don't think we're going to be able to take it. Not a sign, y'all. Not a sign. Skip said, so trans people are too strong for sports, but too weak for the military. Make it make sense. Yeah, that is a great question, sir. So freaking Donald Trump is trying to kick all trans people out of the military. So are they too strong to be in the NCAA and it's fearful of women? Or are they too weak to be in the military? Which one is it?
Why do you think women are out here marching?
I
with
asked
these
you a
signs?
question, sir. Are they too
saying
weak to be in the military? Or are
that
they too
women-
strong for sports? Which one is it? I'm very confused.
You haven't answered my question. I'm not going to answer your question.
What question was that?
Why do you think the women are out here marching with those signs?
Maybe they like signs. Now answer my question.
Well, repeat your question.
Yeah, awesome. So are women too strong to be in the NCAA and to compete in sports, or are they too weak to be in the military? Which one is it?
I don't know. Maybe.
Because they're getting kicked out of the military because apparently they're too weak to be in the military.
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, so they're too weak to be in the military but too strong for the sports. Got it.
I don't know. Maybe.
You're just a
That's the
scared
answer you
little
gave
baby,
me.
aren't you? Oh, it's so sad.
You're not. You're
Imagine
belittling these women. You're undermining their
just
problems.
being afraid of trans people. Isn't that wild? Just
No one's
being
afraid.
so terrified of just people that just, that just live differently than you, that are somebody
No one's
different than you're
afraid.
used to, that don't fit the exact freaking prototype of what you expect someone to be. Just imagine being scared of someone who is just not exactly like you and just being so fearful of
Then
them.
why?
That is so
Then
wild.
why are you
How about
feel
this? I'm gonna give you.
fearful
I'm
of
gonna
the
give you.
right's
I'm
ideas?
gonna give you a loaded.
Why
When you go
are
to
you fearful of the rights ideas? They're different from you.
the rights, because
people
your
on the
entire
right-
idea is fear.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Making
You're
it up.
afraid
You're
of
afraid of
immigrants. You're
our
afraid of
ideas.
trans
You're afraid
people.
of
You're
our
afraid of
ideas.
brown people. You're afraid of this. You're afraid of that. Your entire thing
I am a
is
brown
just
person.
being afraid of people. Okay?
I am a brown person.
No one fucking cares. Your literal entire
said I'm
thing
afraid
is
of
just
them.
yes. My statement doesn't change just because you say you're brown, okay?
I'm not
Awesome.
afraid of brown
So your
people.
entire thing is just, I'm afraid of trans people. I'm afraid of immigrants. I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of that. Everybody's coming to get me. They took our jobs. The entire thing is just literally you being afraid of people, okay? And so, yes, I am afraid of terrified people. I am afraid of people that literally just can't live their life without being afraid of other people. That is terrifying to me. Terrifying.
So you
okay?
support
Terrifying
trans
because
surgery on
people who
little
live in
kids?
fear are weak. Okay?
You
And people who
you
live in
support
fear
surgery on
are
little kids?
weak. And weak people scare me.
You support trans sex changes on little kids?
Sir, I support medical decisions between doctors, parents, and the patient. Without your
you do
involvement or
support it.
my involvement.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're
and
okay
since
with men
you
beating up women
are,
in
not,
sports?
sorry, are you a trans person?
I don't know. Am I?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I don't know. Maybe.
You don't know? Okay, awesome. So you're not a trans
Maybe.
person. You don't have kids, so you don't have trans children also. So what I advise for you to do is do this really awesome thing. It's called shutting the fuck up and minding your own business.
Why should I
You
have
should
to
learn
shut
it
up?
every once in a while. You should learn it every once in a while. It's called shutting the fuck up and minding your own damn business. And
You
the
asked me for my- you asked me for
second
my
that you do
wise
that, the
support.
second that you do that, I promise you that the world will be a better place just by you doing that tiny little thing of shutting the fuck up and minding your own business, okay?
So what if your daughter got beat in boxing? What if she took boxing, got beat by a biological male?
So what? I tell her to get better. I would tell her I talk to little bitches like you all day online and I don't want her to become one.
Why are you being so hateful, man?
Oh, I just don't like you. Anyways, sorry, that was a little bit of a whole thing. Couldn't help it. I'm sorry. What a little bitch, bro. Sorry. That was a whole little bitch. And I'm just like, not even in the fucking mood right now, dude. What a whole little bitch. Sister Mary, thank you so much. It said, if we can begin to realize there are differences enrich us, then diversity is something good. Otherwise, diversity is just the walls that separate us. Absolutely, Sister Mary. Thank you so much. Sister Mary would like to also remind everyone that she is not a real nun. I will bring that up every single time. I think it's hilarious. Thank you so much, Sister Mary. Mike says, DI is looking for someone who comes from a poor background. That is part of like diversity and equity, but it's not exactly a hiring practice. So, but I do understand where you're coming from, Mike. So thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Martin wants to know what a woman is, and I will say, whoever decides that they want to be one, because honestly, I got so many better things to do than worry about that. Truthfully, like honestly. Anyways, y'all. Thank you guys so much for the support. I have been on for like almost 3 hours now, which is not what I was intending to do. Y'all, if you guys are on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We do this every single day. If you guys are on YouTube, make sure you hit that follow button. We do this every single day. I really appreciate all the support, all the love, all of everything that everybody gave. You guys are absolutely awesome. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Love y'all. Bye-bye.